Peacocks, once the jeweled ornaments of palaces, temples, and royal gardens. For centuries, they were symbols of beauty and power, reserved only for kings and queens. But today, their story has shifted dramatically. In China alone, more than 1.5 million peacocks are raised commercially, generating over $300 million a year. Each bird naturally sheds 150 to 200 feathers annually, and with prices ranging from $5 to $20 per feather, a single farm with just 1,000 birds can earn tens of thousands of dollars without ever selling a single peacock. And here's the surprise. While the United States or Europe see peacocks mostly as ornamental pets, in provinces like Yunnan and Guangxi, entire villages depend on them for tourism, feather exports, and live sales. Rare mutations, like white or multicolored peacocks, are sold for up to $10,000 a pair, turning what was once a royal luxury into a booming global business. But how do farmers actually raise these dazzling creatures, balancing their delicate biology with the demands of a modern market? To answer that, we need to look closely at their life cycle, from fragile chicks to full-grown birds with their spectacular tails. Part 1. Breeding Beauty: Life Cycle and Challenges of Raising Peacocks. To understand the business of peacocks, you first need to understand their life cycle, a process that is both fascinating and demanding. Breeding season typically runs from March to August. During this time, the male peacock puts on one of nature's most spectacular shows. By fanning out his train of more than 200 shimmering feathers and vibrating them in sunlight, he sends a powerful signal of vitality and genetic fitness. Females, or peahens, choose mates based on the length, symmetry, and number of eye spots on those feathers. It's a natural beauty contest with real economic consequences. Once mating occurs, a single peahen can lay 20 to 30 eggs per season, sometimes reaching 40 under optimal care. Farmers often collect these eggs and place them in specialized incubators to improve hatch rates. After 27 to 30 days, the chicks hatch, tiny, covered in yellow down, and highly vulnerable. Mortality rates can reach 15 to 20% if conditions are not carefully controlled. Raising the chicks presents its own set of challenges. They require a protein-rich diet of finely ground grains, greens, and even boiled eggs during the first weeks. Temperature, humidity, and hygiene must be closely monitored. Even small errors, such as damp enclosures or contaminated feed, can trigger respiratory infections or digestive problems. Peacocks grow quickly, but males take almost 3 years to develop their full ornamental train. That means farmers must invest time, space, and resources long before seeing maximum returns. Disease, parasites, and poor housing remain constant threats, making preventive care, vaccinations, deworming, and daily cleaning non-negotiable. This slow, meticulous process highlights a key truth. Raising peacocks is less about quick profit and more about patience, planning, and long-term commitment. And once the birds reach adulthood, another challenge begins: how to design enclosures that balance safety, space, and their need to display those magnificent feathers. Part 2. Feeding Royalty: Diet, Health, and Daily Care. Feeding peacocks is not just about keeping them alive. It's about fueling their beauty. Every shimmering feather, every courtship dance begins with what goes into their diet. On modern farms, an adult peacock consumes 200 to 300 grams of feed per day. This diet is carefully balanced. Grains like corn, rice, and millet provide energy. Leafy greens such as spinach, cabbage, and carrots supply vitamins, while protein sources, from earthworms to small fish meal, are essential for strong immunity and vibrant plumage. Farmers often increase protein levels during breeding season, ensuring males develop brighter trains and females produce healthier eggs. For chicks, nutrition starts gently. In the first weeks, they receive finely ground starter feed, sometimes mixed with boiled eggs and tender greens. As they grow, they're gradually introduced to grains and live insects, training their natural foraging instincts. Clean drinking water is non-negotiable, changed daily to prevent contamination. Even one stagnant container can trigger outbreaks of parasites or digestive disease. But food is only half the equation. Daily care plays an equally vital role. Farmers monitor feather condition, weight, and behavior to catch early signs of illness. Routine deworming, vaccinations, and mineral supplements keep the flock resilient. And hygiene is a constant battle. Droppings, feathers, and leftover food are cleared every day, while deep cleaning is done weekly. Without it, respiratory infections or parasites can spread in days, threatening entire flocks. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Raising peacocks is not just about feeding royalty, it's about discipline and consistency. Balanced nutrition, strict hygiene, and constant observation are what transform these birds from fragile chicks into living jewels of agriculture. And when these birds mature, the next challenge for farmers is giving them the space they need to thrive. Part 3. From Feathers to Fortune: Markets, Processing, and Global Demand. Beyond their beauty, peacocks are quietly fueling a multi-million-dollar global market. What was once a royal ornament has become a diversified business model stretching from live bird sales to luxury decor and ecotourism. Each adult peacock naturally sheds 150 to 200 feathers per year. Farmers carefully collect these during molting season, clean them, and sell them for $5 to $20 each, depending on size and quality. A single farm with 1,000 birds can generate tens of thousands of dollars annually just from feathers, without ever harming a bird. These feathers end up in fashion, interior design, and traditional crafts, bridging culture and commerce. Live bird sales are another lucrative stream. In the United States, juvenile peacocks fetch $200 to $500, while a healthy adult can reach $1,500 to $2,000. Rare varieties, like white or multicolored peacocks, can command $8,000 to $10,000 per pair. In China's Yunnan province, large farms export thousands of birds across Southeast Asia and the Middle East, generating hundreds of millions of dollars annually. But the market extends beyond feathers and birds. Ecotourism has turned peacock farms into attractions, where visitors pay entrance fees or rent peacocks for weddings and cultural events, sometimes costing $300 to $1,000 per occasion. This multi-channel approach transforms peacocks from a niche luxury into a steady economic driver. Yet, markets tied to luxury goods and tourism are never risk-free. A downturn in demand, disease outbreaks, or shifts in cultural taste could quickly deflate profits. For farmers, the lesson is diversification, never relying on just one product stream, but building resilience through multiple revenue channels. And resilience leads us to the bigger picture. What are the risks, ethical questions, and future challenges in making peacock farming truly sustainable? That's what we'll uncover next. Part 4: Risks, Ethics, and the Future of Peacock Farming. Behind the dazzling feathers and high profits, peacock farming faces challenges that farmers and consumers alike cannot ignore. The first risk is disease. Peacocks, though resilient, are vulnerable to respiratory infections, parasites, and digestive problems, especially in damp or overcrowded farms. A single outbreak can wipe out months of investment. Farmers must invest in regular cleaning, vaccinations, and biosecurity, a costly but necessary safeguard. The second risk is slow returns and high costs. Males take nearly 3 years to grow their full ornamental trains. Building spacious aviaries, feeding them protein-rich diets, and hiring skilled caretakers demand significant capital before profits appear. For smallholders, this waiting game can be discouraging. Then comes the ethical debate. Should animals historically tied to royalty and symbolism be commercialized at such scale? Critics argue that turning peacocks into commodities risks reducing them to just feathers and profit. Supporters counter that regulated farms not only prevent illegal poaching, but also preserve rare genetic lines. In India, for instance, the Indian blue peacock is protected, making farming abroad one of the few ways to supply global demand without threatening wild populations. Looking forward, the future of peacock farming lies in balance between conservation and commerce, tradition and modern science. Some farms are already combining aviaries with eco-parks, where peacocks attract tourists while being raised under high welfare standards. Selective breeding is improving resilience, while markets are diversifying into tourism, decor, and cultural events. The lesson is clear: beauty can be profitable, but only if managed with responsibility. Peacock farming is not just about selling feathers or birds. It's about preserving a species, respecting its symbolism, and creating sustainable opportunities for rural communities. And now I'd like to hear from you. Do you see peacock farming as a sustainable future industry or as a fragile luxury niche? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell at Inside Food Factory